Hi, my name is Kale.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Lee.
I'm Dan.
I'm Ross.
And we are the Net-Zero Greening of Aiken Intern Group.
Burlington, Vermont, the largest city in the state, being home to over 42,000 people, known for being very environmentally conscious, ecologically minded, and actively moving towards becoming more sustainable.
The Aiken Center, the home of the Rubenstein School of the Environment and Natural Resources, is already a LEED Platinum certified building, greatly enhancing the green reputation of UVM. Our goal, however, is to make the Aiken Center net zero. Net zero means that the Aiken Center would produce as much energy as it is consuming. Producing energy can be achieved in the form of alternative energy sources such as solar, wind, or geothermal.
So I've been involved with the Greening of Aiken project since its inception, which has been, 14 years or something like that. And so throughout most of that time, we weren't really worried about the net zero piece of it. But then near the end, and when we finally moved into the building, it seemed like that was kind of the next obvious step. Now we had a super efficient building, and it seemed kind of natural to now work on, how can we generate as much energy as we use.
At the suggestion of our supervisor, Gary Hawley, we have investigated the potential for the installation of additional photovoltaic solar trackers at UVM's newly acquired Forest Service Center on Spear Street.
It's the only close-by chunk of land that the Rubenstein School has pretty much control over, because it's now one of our buildings is on that land. It's about 12 acres of land, and a fair bit of it's kind of open. We don't have complete control over it because the land belongs to the university, and so they have to make the final decision on whether or not to commit the land to put many more trackers on it.
We began the process by determining how much energy is currently being used, how much is being produced by existing trackers, and how much needs to be produced. All Earth Renewables provided us with the current solar tracker electricity production, yielding 103,000 kilowatt hours per year. Using existing electricity consumption data and modeled heating and cooling data, we concluded that we are consuming around 310,000 kilobTUs per year. While we had hoped to clear the research trees for the installation of the new trackers, we have encountered many university concerns. Apart from the cost of the trackers, the location at the Forest Service Center requires a complicated permitting and approval process, and it may take a long time to complete. After much deliberation and analysis, we determined that we will need to produce 207,000 kilobTUs per year, which would require an additional 34 solar trackers in order to achieve net zero status.
The whole Greening of Aiken, I think, has been a really positive thing for the university in terms of a good image, a good marketing tool to have a really green building with some pretty unique features. It promotes change for the university because it shows their commitment to become both really efficient as well as to reduce carbon emissions. I think it'd be important for us to kind of continue to push for efficiencies in all of our buildings and continue to push this building towards more efficient use. And I think beyond that, we can, if possible, find ways of offsetting carbon emissions from our other buildings as well. I'd love to see like a big banner across the front of the building that just said, university's first net zero building. And I think hopefully that attracts guys like you and students to go to a university that's making those kind of bold moves to do that.
We have drafted a brief proposal for the installation of these trackers, but hope that this proposal will be able to be modified by future Greening of Aiken interns.